Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're here to talk about how to do bookings on Airbnb. More importantly, how do you receive them and what are they like? And I have 10 rules for bookings. 10. Pretty simple. Now, everything goes through the Airbnb app. All communication and everything, and I mean everything, goes through that app. I have to take my glasses off because to read, I can see near, can't see far. Near, far, near, far. My son saw that on Sesame Street. Anyways, bookings. Now let me be clear on this. If you're managing the bookings yourself, which I'm pretty sure most people do, unless you have multiple properties, you just have one. You're just doing one, or maybe do. But if you're doing it yourself. And if you're doing it yourself, this is what you have to do. If you're paying someone to do it, make sure they do it this way. This is your business. Okay? Just need a little bit of bear coffee. So, bookings. How do you handle your bookings? First, when do your bookings come in? Huh? What do you mean when? You're live on the Airbnb site or Barbo or whatever you're doing. When do your bookings come in? I don't have any bookings. Well, first things first, if you've done any history or any search on the area where you're doing your Airbnb, there are times where it goes lots of bookings, no bookings, lots of bookings, no bookings, no bookings, lots of bookings, bookings, and you're full. So, everybody has ebbs and flows where you're going, even Mexico, Costa Rica, wherever. So when do the bookings come in? Most bookings for us come in 6 to 8 weeks in advance. Every now and again, like right now at the filming of this video, it is May 2023, I do have a couple of August bookings because it's summertime, okay? Most are 6 weeks before they come. And after 3.5 years, we know this. So when? So know that you may be absolutely vacant and you're sitting there going, I don't have any bookings. Next thing you know, boom, 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 you have bookings. This is why the house has to be ready at all times, 24 hours a day, every day of the week. 2, requests. What do I mean by requests? Well, if you have Insta-booking on, like I do, and I require photo ID, profile to fill out, credit card on file. I mean, everything I could possibly collect for someone to Insta-book has to be there. Or no Insta-booking. Their requests will come to me and I decide approve or decline. And if they don't have the information filled out and they've never used the app before, I will decline them. Absolutely. And people get back to me, why'd you decline me? I'm like, you didn't fill your profile out. You didn't put in your credit card information. You didn't do what you were supposed to do to book with me. It says right on the booking that these things have to be done. I am not changing the rule. So requests, how do you handle the requests? I make sure, my phone goes bleep every time a request comes in, and I respond usually within half an hour. In fact, most times a minute, unless I'm driving. And then if I'm driving and I find out, I'll pull over at the 30-minute mark somewhere if I'm on the highway and respond, okay? Because you don't want to leave them hanging, they'll just book with somebody else. Next one, time in advance, which I kind of covered a little bit, but you really got to take this into account. How early will someone book you? When you do this website and you set it up, if you want to book for us today, right now, and come in at 5 o'clock check time or later, and you want to do that at noon on our place, you cannot do that. You have to do it before 10 o'clock in the morning, or you are not coming in tonight. I don't want you. I don't. Just don't want you. There are issues for people that do that and you just don't want them. You just don't. So time in advance. If they want the next day, great. They're Insta-booker. They've used it a lot. They've got reviews. Read the reviews of the people booking with you. okay? I give out a lot of 4-star reviews to people that stay with us. And 4 and 5s, okay? If you're not a 4 or a 5, you're a 1, really. Because when people look at, it's really interesting. They have the 5 stars. But if you're not a 4 or a 5, they penalize you like crazy. So the reviews are not honest. They are honest in the sense that you got to have your place absolutely perfect to get your 5-star review. But you'll get some 4s, and you know, a lot of 4s, you know, 4.5, 4.34, you know, you're not 5, and people want 5. So, and me and my OCD and my just wanting to do the best I possibly can, I want a 5-star review every time. I'll do everything I can to do it. But I have given 1-star reviews. So, time in advance. You got to know. Okay? Next, no bookings. You got no bookings. What do? Oh my God. The Airbnb app is saying, lower your price, lower your price, woo, lower your price. They'll send you emails, they'll send you notices, and you're like, what are you talking about, lowering the price? There are times of the year you're not going to have bookings. You should get into this and realize there will be no bookings in February, or there will be no bookings in July, or whatever the month is for where you live. There is always a time when there are not very many people that are going to be booking. Okay? It doesn't matter where you go. I can get a hell of a deal on a resort in Hawaii in July because nobody wants to go there in July. You get it? It's half full. They don't really change their prices. So you don't change your price because you have no bookings. Either you have value with your price structure or you don't. If you have value, leave your price. Don't use the Airbnb recommended pricing. You got to do the hard work and compare what you are renting compared to the other guys and then make your adjustments. If that means you've got to stay in 4, 5, 6 places that you think are competitors so you can compare to see whether or not you are a competitor, do that. So you start off on a good foundation. And if you have value, the people will book you. Okay? Book you. So, no bookings. Don't panic. There will be times when you have no bookings. There's about 4 months of the year where I don't get any bookings. I might get the odd one here or there. But honestly, don't get any. So I use it during that time. I don't use it during peak times. That's when you're making your money. Don't do it then. Next, Airbnb app suggestions. When you're having your bookings coming in and stuff, Airbnb will make suggestions. Well, however you have set your rules up, and that's a different video, you have to follow your rules. And do not change your rules. If those rules are what you're comfortable with and make you feel good about what you're doing and that you want it done this way, stick to that. And if people don't like it, they won't book with you. And if people don't like it, don't let them in. Okay? Just don't. There's lots of people out there. Will your income maybe be a little lower? Yeah, but you know what? You're going to get people that respect your rules. And if they're not willing to respect your rules, you don't want them. So don't fall for the Airbnb app suggestions, especially on pricing. I get suggestions all the time to let in children under 2 years old and pets. I do not let anybody in with a pet, and it's personal because I'm allergic to cats and dogs. So I don't want anyone with cats and dogs in there. And nobody, absolutely nobody, goes in. I don't care if it's a therapy dog, a help dog, a CNI dog, a cat, whatever it is. You're not in. I'm allergic and I'm not letting you in. It's my property. I set the rules. I do not have to rent to you. There are other places that take dogs and cats. So just set it up the way you want to set it up. Number 6, I wrote down, you must track your people and be aware of when they're coming and when they're leaving. No, you're like, oh, well, it's on the app. Well, yeah, it's on the app. And the app notifies you all the time. Hey, a guest is coming in 8 days. Hey, a guest is coming in 3 days. Hey, a guest is coming tomorrow. Hey, so-and-so is checked out. Give them a review. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. I don't care that I get those. And I get those all the time, and I just don't care. I have a calendar. I check in my calendar. When the app gets booked, it goes right into the calendar of my phone, and my phone tells me, you got someone coming in today. Okay, and it's actually set up to notify me 24 hours in advance, because I like to send the lockbox code 24 hours in advance. Every now and again, I don't get that done. I send it the morning of, but for the most part, it's always 24 hours in advance. 2, if you want to do Vrbo, VRBO, and Airbnb at the same time and have your house listed on both sites, okay? On both sites, there's something you need to know. Vrbo charges a 15% host fee on what is being charged. Okay? They'll take $150 of $1,000. Airbnb charges 3%. But the people booking pay 25%. So you see the difference? Airbnb makes the money off the people that are booking, and the hosts keep what they're actually charging. So if you're charging $100 a night, I'm just using this as round numbers, $100 a night, you keep the $100. Woo! Woohoo! You know your income and how it's going to come out when your bookings. You're not like, oh, I rented it out and oh, I'm not getting what I need. This just terrible. So I'm sure there's a way to put these together. Check the area that you're doing your Airbnb in or your short-term rental in, and are most of the people on Vrbo or are most of the people on Airbnb? Go with the one where the most of the people are. That's where everyone's checking. That's where the bookings are coming from. Go with that one. I do not go with 2 different apps, and that's coming up in a bit. I just do Airbnb. 2. Not 2. maybe 2. Nah, I lost. 8. I'm up to number 8. You have to be available for your bookings. Does that mean available at your property? No, just available. They're going to text you. They might call you, because in the house I have my direct phone number if something comes up. Mainly because the smoke alarm going off all the time because it's sensitive. Or they got a question about something. Okay? Most people are pretty good. But you have to be available. So if you know you have a booking coming in Friday and leaving Sunday, you better make sure you got your phone with you between Friday and Sunday. I don't go to the movies if I have a booking. I go to the movies when I don't have bookings, which is usually in the middle of the week. Okay? Or, a 2-week booking and they've been there for a while, they're not gonna have you. But, I'm not gonna get that call. What if a pipe burst or something like that? You gotta take care of these things. You just can't ignore them. So you have to be available, and it sucks. Okay? But you have to be, and you have to respond. If you don't, your response rate goes down, your stars go down, and the whole thing doesn't work. That's why I always say Airbnb is not passive income, and it doesn't exist. You have to put time in. Even if you're paying somebody, you have to put in time to follow up to make sure they're doing their job. Okay? Number 9, do not change your rules on booking. Do not. Set your rules, follow them. At the end of 1 year, maybe you set them up wrong. I highly doubt it. Set your rules, do not follow them. I have tons of people that want in early and tons of people that want to leave late. And of course, they don't want to pay for it. And the ones that do want to pay for it want to pay like $10. We have our check-in and check-out times for a reason. It's not just random. We check to see how long it would take to get the house done if the guests were kind of messy. And we need that time. And trust me, in the summertime, at our busy season, sometimes we're finishing the house 5 minutes before 5 o'clock. Like 5 minutes. They're waiting outside. And they'll go, can we come? No! 5 p.m. or later. I just don't let them in. I don't let them put anything in. And I am very rude about it, because we have to get the house ready. I don't want to let somebody in when the house is not ready. Boom, 1-star review. And the last thing, I want to talk about bookings, because this is about how you get your bookings, how the bookings come in. They're going to come in and you're going to be excited about it, okay? Now, what you do while they're there is another video, but they're going to come in. And the last one is, which is very popular right now, is setting up your own website and have people, repeat people, book outside of the Airbnb app. If you're watching this video, there's lots of people out there that are promoting this. Shelby Church on her site talked about having her own site for her Palm Springs Airbnb. That's a very interesting, she's losing money on that. But is she? She's losing money, but it's getting paid down. There's other people out there that have and are recommending this. Almost all of them are in the United States. I do not recommend having a direct booking site. And there's a reason for this. And there's a really big reason for this. No insurance. You will not have insurance on a short-term rental. Your house insurance that you carry on your house. I carry house insurance on all my properties. I have insurance on all my properties. Okay? Airbnb provides insurance for the Airbnb stay. If they wreck your house, burn it down, whatever, Airbnb has their own insurance. That's what you're paying for. That's what the percentages on the hosting fee and the booking fee cover. They cover you with insurance. They burn your house down, Airbnb's coming to rebuild it, because I can tell you right now, my insurance company ain't going to do it. They found out I was Airbnb. They don't even want to insure me if I have Airbnb. That's why I have third-party Airbnb insurance. I still have the other insurance. I've doubled up. I'm paying double insurance just to be on the safe side. In fact, I think I have triple insurance on my Airbnb. I have it insured 3 different ways because I don't trust them. I really don't. So, outside bookings, when you don't do it through your Airbnb app or the Vrbo app or whatever app you're using to get short-term rentals, okay, they provide you with insurance in case something bad happens. If you take outside bookings, you do not, and I want to repeat this, you do not have insurance. Your insurance policy that you have with your insurance company will not cover you. If you live in Canada, you will not be covered. Period. If you get specific insurance for Airbnb or short-term rental, or corporate rentals is what we used to call them, because the one I have in town here is a corporate rental. I don't do it to vacationers. It's on Airbnb, but it's corporate. Period. 1 week at a time, no short-term stays, all that kind of stuff. It's for corporate, and it's set up for corporate. Those have been around forever. I've been doing that one for 20 years. It wasn't until Airbnb came along that I started using the app. I was still doing 1 week rentals on that. Insurance. Hello? You do not have the insurance. And it's not worth the risk. You are having people come to your nice, big, beautiful property that you've put a lot of time and effort in, and you want an outside booking, so the person that's booking saves money. You only get the same amount of money that you were getting, especially on Airbnb. You're getting the same amount of money. If you're 100 a night, you're getting 100. They stay for 10 days, you're getting $1,000 on Airbnb. You'd get $970, and they would pay $1,250. So they save the money. You're getting the same. You're not getting more. You're getting the same, and you're throwing away your insurance protection while you're on the app in the first place, because you could have always rented these things out without Airbnb. So please, when it comes to bookings, do not do outside website bookings. I mean, I guess if you're a risk taker and you're okay with your house burning down and not having insurance, go for it. I personally do not recommend that. I am not doing that, and I don't think anyone should do that. You have to go through the Airbnb app to protect yourself. The other thing is, what if they break something? I've made claims on broken things. They've broken chairs, they've broken tables. They're not big expenses. They're $100 here, $200 there. They will fight you on this every time, but, they pay. So, in recap, when it comes to bookings on Airbnb, it takes a little bit of work. And you have to have the ability to say no. Say it with me. No. Say it again. No. Are you yelling in front of your computer or your phone going, no? It's your place. You're the host. It's your rules. I don't have 215 hotel rooms that I'm trying to rent out, so I'm trying to accommodate everybody. I have one place. That's it. And if you cancel on me, I don't get anyone. That's why my cancellation rules are very steep, and I'm very clear with people. Very, very, very clear. The last thing about the bookings is how you respond. Thank you for booking. Send the code or not send the code. I always text check-in and check-out times and the code for the lockbox. Okay, there's lots of people do lots of other texts and have it set up automated wise, sending out these texts. I find if you send me more than one text of me coming to your Airbnb, I will cancel my booking at your Airbnb. I booked it, you sent me a text, and just before you sent me a text, check in, check out, code, that kind of stuff. If you text me again, I want my money back. Stop bothering me. Lastly, a bonus. How often do people communicate with you on your bookings? Wonder how often they communicate with me. They never communicate. People check in and check out and never hear from them. They love it. It's very hard when you're running an Airbnb to... No, you don't hear anything. Takes a while to get used to. We have an alarm system at our place. And so as soon as the front door opens, beep, I know it's opened. I know exactly when they go out and exactly when they leave. They don't need to text me. That's all it is. It's just when the door opens and closes. Okay? Thank you. I now know you're in and I now know you've left. I know you go in and out the front door 20 times a day or whatever. Doesn't matter. I know when they're in, I know when they're out. You can put cameras in if you want on the outside of your property or whatever, but I wouldn't do that. Anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this is helpful with your bookings. It can be very stressful and it can be wonderful. Stick to your rules. Don't change your rules. Be diligent. Be forceful. Be nice. I'm very nice. Text is sometimes taken the wrong way. But if they call me, I'm nice. But I am firm with what I'm doing. My property, my way. If you don't want to do it that way, don't get in this business. Because there's always takers. As my mom used to say to me, there are always takers that want to take. Just don't deal with them. So thanks a lot again, and I'll see you in the future, and happy bookings.